Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I will play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may just give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Coins. And it's here for a reason. It's here because it corresponds in astrology with the first 10 days or the first decan of the sun's transit here in the land of Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign, and Pentacles in Tarot represent earth element symbolism. Spit it out, Mel. And earth element symbolism is very much about the physical resources we have and what we do with them. Okay, that includes our body and therefore the work we're willing to do. It also includes the stuff that we have, the roof over our head, the car we drive, the food we eat, and most importantly, what we use to afford all those things, which is money, right? Our finances. So we come to the Two of Coins here, and this represents sort of the question of balance. And I love the double entendre of the word balance here too, because when we're talking about money, we are talking about, sort of finding a balance between getting what we need and getting what we want, being able to pay for all of the stuff, and sort of prioritizing what it is that we need or want the most. But also, like, what's the balance in your checking account? What's the balance of the bill you have to pay? That kind of thing. So, this relates to balance. It relates to, being able to set priorities and also being able to adapt to change. You might have you might have made an awesome, perfect, budget, and you might be very good at sticking strictly to it. But stuff happens, and sometimes, we have to step outside the budget to take care of business, right? So adapting to change is in there. So this is a game of balance. It's sort of, dealing with the ups and downs of need and desire and what things cost. Rapid change has likely become the norm for all of us. Definitely, we've seen a lot of rapid change over the past year, just in the prices of things and what it costs to get things and how long it takes to get them. I blame that on Uranus and Taurus. And then, we're dealing with forces that are in opposition with one another sometimes, sort of what we need versus what we desire. And that's unavoidable. Luckily, though, we're smart, tough, resilient people, and we are enough to meet the challenge of creating the balance, right? Setting the right priorities and adapting to the change very well. So, having said that, we have the Two of Cups. Okay, so we got a 2 and a 2 for one thing. And twos represent pairing, partnership. They sort of, represent relationship, interrelating, how things relate to one another. And with the Two of Cups, cups is more about the feeling life, our emotions, our intuitions, what our gut is telling us about things, what our heart is telling us about things. And with the Two of Cups, what we have is sort of a meeting of the hearts, okay? A partnership being formed out of a sense of mutual regard. And it can be a love relationship, but it could also just be a friendship or a business partnership, or, any one of the number of partnerships you enter into just to help you sort of get through parts of your life, right? So, these are people, like I said, who have mutual regard for one another, whether it's love or, love in the form of friendship, or respect in the form of, like, I see you as a person who is smart and savvy, and I think we can do business together. That kind of mutual regard is indicated in this symbolism up here, where we can communicate with one another very well and with clarity, with sunshine, sort of on our intentions. And therefore, these two people sort of become one because we understand one another so well. And they come from different places. One person has their feet in the water, person has their feet on the ground. So that's cups, that's water and earth, right? That's the water and earth symbolism. With water and earth, you create something like mud or clay with which we can build things. So and then I see the tower in the back here, which is another indication of the light that shines, the sort of beacon that our partners will put out for us, but also the thing of strength, and the thing that that sets a good example to others, that we can build in this sense of mutual regard with somebody. So Two of Cups, very much a partnership vibe, very much a feeling, emotional vibe that speaks to our respect and love for somebody. Where do I see this on the page? Well, Venus is culminating a trine to Uranus today, and this is like new partnership. Venus culminating a trine to Uranus. It doesn't say that you're going to form necessarily a new partnership, but it does say that we are open to exciting and surprising and delightful new ways of being in partnership. Okay, so whether that's with a new partner or with a partner that we already have, seeing a change, seeing an opportunity to shift the perspective on that relationship so that we do show up in mutual regard for one another. And, when we seek these really positive ways to relating, when Venus is trine to Uranus like this, when we seek these really positive ways to relating and we sort of grasp the opportunity when we find it, that just opens up all sorts of doors in terms of what we can create in those partnerships. Just by sort of shifting our perspective on how we are in relationship with that person, and allowing them the room to shift their perspective as well. Communicating with clarity, letting the sun shine in on our intentions and our feelings, so that everybody understands and everybody can be on the same page. Okay, that can be a surprising new way to go about relationship for some people. A lot of people were raised to believe and understand, and perhaps even imbibed it to such a point that they don't even realize that they think this. But a lot of us were raised to understand that if you love somebody, you don't always tell them the truth. Right? You don't always tell them exactly how you're feeling. But this is encouragement here to be honest in a loving and positive way, to seek renewal in those connections, to seek a sort of a fresh adventure in those connections, and understand that when you seek that new way of connecting with somebody that you care about, or that you work with, or that you are in partnership somehow in your life, then you're blessed. You'll have blessed, positive functioning there. So I think that's a very good idea. I think that's a very good fresh start for us too, with the, since we're here in the solstice. It's the second day of our 3-day solstice celebration. So it's appropriate that we get 2s and 2s, and taken together with the Two of Pentacles. This speaks to me of the material with which we create, right? It's not necessarily just the work that we have to do, but it's the material that we have on hand, and sort of what we're going to shape it into, right? If you have earth and water, and from that you get some clay, then you have to think about the shape of things to come. And the shape has to be functional. The shape has to be balanced, all right? The shape has to work for what it was intended to do. And it's form follows function, right? So it has to work before we try to make it beautiful, okay? Either way, we're sort of looking for balance here. We're learning how to set priorities, right? We're going through some changes, hopefully some very positive new changes in the way that we invest our hearts and our money in people, places, and things. Okay, investment. Venus investment is Venus's whole vibe, okay? And sort of on the Taurus side, Venus invests money, whereas on the Libra side, Venus invests love. But it's all about what we have of value to give, and what we kind of think is fair to receive in return. So, we want everything to be even, Steven. We want everything to be balanced. We want it to feel fair to us, but we also want it to feel fair to the other person, whether that's in terms of physical resources or emotional resources. Important to try to maintain the calm disposition. You see those sort of wavy waters there that indicate the ups and downs of dealing with our investments. It's important to try to keep a calm mental attitude when we're dealing with this, when we're trying to strike this financial balance. It's also important to have a calm emotional attitude and good communication all around when we're dealing with seeking balance in those emotional investments. So yes, let's have good conversations where we are open. Let's make it clear that we're trying to do something different and new. Okay, let's bring fresh perspectives and ways of relating, not only to our friendships and our romantic relationships and our familial relationships and the people we work with, but also to our sense of what is just and fair for us in terms of material security and support. And I believe that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy solstice tidings for the second night in a row. I hope that you and yours are all doing well. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.